You wake up at 3:17 in the morning. The house is silent. Everyone else is asleep. Your body feels tired, but your brain is suddenly wide awake. You hear the air conditioner click off. A car passes outside. Something shifts in the hallway. Today, we call this bad sleep, but thousands of years ago, waking up while everyone else slept may have made you useful. Because before doors, locks, cameras, or alarms, darkness was dangerous. And ancient humans may have survived it with a simple group trick. They rarely all slept at the same time. Picture a small camp 50,000 years ago. The fire has burned down to red coals. Children are curled beside their parents. Hunters are asleep on the ground. Beyond the weak light, almost everything is hidden. A big cat could be watching. A rival group could be moving nearby. Even the fire protecting the camp could die out or spread too far. So, who stayed awake? Probably no single person. There may not have been one tired guard sitting beside the fire all night, fighting sleep with a spear in his hand. The answer may have been much smarter. Different people naturally slept at different times. One person stayed awake late, another woke before sunrise. A parent woke to calm a baby. An older woman opened her eyes when the fire cracked. A light sleeper heard movement in the grass, listened for a few seconds, then went back to sleep. No one planned the shifts. Their bodies did it for them. Scientists have seen a striking version of this idea among the Hadza, a hunter-gatherer community in Tanzania. Researchers tracked the nighttime movement of 33 adults for 20 days. Across all those nights, the entire group appeared to be asleep at the same time for only about 18 minutes. Not 18 minutes each night, about 18 minutes across the whole study. Most of the time, at least one person was awake. Often several were. The number of people also mattered. In the study, a typical moment during the night had several adults marked as awake, not just one lonely guard. That makes sense. The larger the sleeping group, the greater the chance that somebody is between sleep, feeding a child, moving around, or starting the day early. And ancient camps were rarely made up of identical people. They included children, parents, teenagers, skilled hunters, injured adults, and elders. Each person brought a different level of tiredness and a different reason to wake. This turned the camp itself into the alarm. A person on a planned watch can fail. They can become distracted. They can fall asleep. But when awareness is spread across many people, there is no single point where the whole system breaks. One person misses the sound, another hears it. One person sleeps deeply through the cold, another gets up to rebuild the fire. The protection did not come from one heroic guard. It came from many ordinary bodies refusing to follow the exact same clock. The researchers called this sentinel-like behavior. In plain English, the group acted as if someone was keeping watch, even though nobody had officially been given the job. Now, this does not prove that every ancient tribe slept exactly this way. The Hadza are modern people, not a frozen picture of the Stone Age. And wrist trackers can estimate sleep, but they cannot read the brain as clearly as a sleep lab. Still, the pattern shows something powerful. A group can protect itself at night without forcing one person to remain awake until morning. It only needs people whose sleep schedules do not match. And human sleep schedules almost never match perfectly. Some people feel tired early. Others become more alert after sunset. Teenagers often stay up later. Older adults often sleep and wake earlier. Parents wake at sounds that everyone else ignores. Today, these differences can be annoying. One person is making coffee at 5:30 in the morning while another is wondering why anyone would choose to be alive at that hour. But in an ancient camp, those differences may have worked like a living alarm system. The late sleepers covered the first part of the night. Light sleepers filled the gaps. Early risers covered the hours before sunrise. The group never had to become completely unaware. And that mattered because sleep creates a serious problem. Every animal needs sleep. But while sleeping, an animal becomes easier to surprise. For humans, that problem was even worse. We are not especially fast. We do not have claws, thick fur, armor, or powerful jaws. Our best defense has always been noticing danger early, warning others, and acting together. Sleep weakens all three. A sleeping person cannot scan the darkness. They cannot quickly decide whether a sound is harmless. And if danger reaches the camp before anyone reacts, the group loses its biggest advantage: time. But one awake person could change everything. Imagine a hyena moving near the edge of camp. If everyone stays asleep until it reaches the children, the attack begins at touching distance. But if someone hears it 30 seconds earlier, they can shout. 30 seconds is enough for people to rise, grab stones or spears, feed the fire, and stand together. The animal that approached one helpless body now faces a loud wall of humans. A single sleeping human is easy to attack. A whole camp waking at once is not. That may be why humans did not need one perfect guard. They only needed a chain of small awakenings. Someone woke because the ground was cold. Someone rolled over because smoke entered their face. Someone needed to use the bathroom. Someone heard a baby cry. Someone had a bad dream. Someone was sleeping beside the ancient ancestor of the person who snores through an entire flight. Most of these moments meant nothing, but every short awakening gave someone a chance to check the night. Was the fire still burning? Were the children nearby? Did that sound come from the wind or from footsteps? That last question matters. The real skill was not simply being awake, it was knowing what deserved attention. A young person might jump at every sound. An older person who had lived through hundreds of nights could know the difference between grass moving in the wind and an animal moving with purpose. Experience turned noise into information. And this is where older people may have played a much bigger role than we usually imagine. In the Hadza study, age helped spread sleep across the night. Younger adults tended to stay active later. Older adults tended to wake earlier. Put several generations in one camp and the hours begin to cover themselves. The young are still awake after others lie down. The old rise before everyone else. Between them, the darkest part of the night becomes harder to approach unnoticed. Modern life often treats early waking in older adults as nothing but a problem. In a dangerous camp, an older person awake before dawn may have been one reason the group survived to see it. They did not need to be the strongest hunter. They only needed to hear danger first. Parents added another layer. Human babies are helpless, noisy, and completely uninterested in anyone's sleep plan. They need warmth, feeding, carrying, and comfort through the night. That broken sleep was exhausting, but it also meant that adults kept waking up. A parent checking a baby was also checking the fire, the weather, and the space around the camp. The child who disturbed the night may have made it harder for danger to enter quietly. Of course, none of this means ancient sleep was better. Sleeping under the stars sounds peaceful until you add insects, cold ground, crying children, smoke, injuries, weather, and animals that see you as food. Ancient people were not enjoying a natural sleep retreat. They were resting in the safest way their group could manage, and you should not take this idea as a reason to ignore serious sleep trouble. If you wake often, feel exhausted during the day, struggle to breathe at night, or cannot sleep for long periods, that can be a real health issue. An ancient-sounding story does not make harmful sleep loss harmless. The point is not that insomnia is a hidden superpower. The point is that one perfect 8-hour sleep block may not be the only pattern the human body has ever known. Different groups sleep differently. Light, temperature, safety, age, work, caregiving, and culture all shape when people rest. There may never have been one single ancient bedtime followed by every human. What may have helped us was variety. One person fell asleep early, one stayed awake late, one woke often, one rose before dawn. Their sleep was imperfect alone, but useful together. And modern life has taken those different body clocks and forced them into the same schedule. School starts at one fixed time, work starts at another. Society praises people who feel sharp early and often calls late sleepers lazy. But your body clock was not built for morning meetings. It was shaped across a much older world, where the important question was not, can you answer emails at 8 a.m.? It was, is someone awake when the darkness changes? That does not mean every night owl once guarded a cave. Evolution is not that neat. Sleep is shaped by genes, age, light, habits, health, and the world around us. But different sleep timing can still create a group advantage without anyone planning it. That is what makes this idea so strange. Ancient humans may have protected the night through the very differences that frustrate us today. The teenager who refused to sleep early, the parent who woke at every sound, the elder whose eyes opened before sunrise, none of them had to stay awake all night. Together, they almost did. So the next time you wake in the dark and feel like the only person left awake, do not assume your sleep problem is meaningless. And do not assume it is automatically harmless. Just remember what that moment once could have meant. Long before locks, alarms, and bedroom walls, someone had to notice the fire fading. Someone had to hear the footsteps. Someone had to open their eyes first. And perhaps the reason the rest of the group could sleep was that one person had not.